These are 100% nail polish. Beautiful designs. We have solids, we have glitters, we have designs, anything that you could ever want. I put on my comments. So, hey Tabby, hey Stephanie. All right, like we have almost anything, and you can mix and match. So you can get creative. 100% nail polish. They last up to 2 weeks, and it's 0 dry time. So I'm going to show you all that right now. All right. So I'm going to put my camera down on my nails because you don't care to see my face. We are caring to see my nails and this amazing product. Hey Tammy. Thanks everybody for watching. Let me know if you have questions. I will be watching and answering. So I'm going to turn on my light here that adds a little extra for you guys. And so these are my nail strips. What I'm going to do is open them up. You don't have to have scissors. They are perforated. I like a nice clean, clear cut. When you open up a pack, you are going to get 16 nail strips. This pack would cost you $13. So out of here, 8 of these, I get a mani-pedi out of. So $13, I get 2 mani-pedis. That's outrageously awesome. So I'm not going to use these at all. I'm going to put them to the side. And I am going to do my pedi later, but I'm not going to do it live. And I am going to actually mix and match. So Color Street only warranties a pack for 1 year until they are opened. Once they're opened, then the warranty is void. But as a stylist, we know that we can try to use them again. So all I did was resealed it with a little hot iron. And I can use these strips that I have used multiple times already. So I hardly ever do just one set. I always mix and match. That is just me. All right, so I've got to work with what I have left. My girls have challenged me to a mani, so I'm going to use that strip. And I won't use the rest of these. All right, so I use this strip for my thumb, and the way you know what size you use is you just hold it up to your finger, and you want to make sure it wraps around both edges really well, and that way you know what size you use. I have put on plenty that I know now, so I'm going to use this one for my middle, or my, yes, pointer, middle, thumb, and this one is my pinky, so I'm not using these right now. And then I'm going to use a hot pink for my ring finger. So I'm going to start a trash pile here. And my ring finger, will use this one. So then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use a hole punch and make a design on one of these. You guys can't see this. I didn't realize that. There we go. Get a little closer. There. All right. So I'm laying out my mani, right? All good here. Then my next step, the step I always forget to prepare for, but all sets come with an alcohol prep pad. So you're going to open up that prep pad, and I have already washed my nails. I have filed them, and I have pushed my cuticles back. So you're just sitting here with your rubber tipped cuticle pushers, the best in my opinion. You're just pushing your cuticles back because you want that adhesive to hit on your nail and not on your finger or skin. So after I've done all that, and then I washed my hands right before I came in here, set out my nails, and then I'm going to simply wipe my fingernails and my pads because you have oil on your cuticles and that oil and dirt mixes on your nails. You don't want that on your nails when you go to adhere these. Becca, yes, I have been dying to wear this set and I couldn't figure out what to do next, current ones, so I decided to do these. I am super excited. I almost did it with Long Time No See because I really want to do that one too, but I think this blue and pink turns out really well. All right, so I'm all clean. You start with your pinkies first. If you hold them up, then your pinkies are going, the base nail bed is going to be different size on one side than the other. I'm left-handed dominant and I tend to find that my left nail bed is narrower than my right nail bed. So, sorry, opposite. My right is narrower than my left. So I always, these strips are narrower on this end than this end. Hi, Amanda. So I'm going to use this side on this nail, and then I'm going to turn around and use this side on this nail. So you take off this top clear coat, typically has purple writing on it. You just peel that off. That simply just protects it and helps keep the strip not, it's kind of airtight so it's not, doesn't dry out. And then I took off the bottom. Then you take off this little tab. So you don't have to take it off yet. I do. And then sometimes there's little things, the little stickies sticking out. So I make sure those are off because they're not easy to put on, take off once they're on your nail. So I am going to simply take this strip, lay it on my nail. And I want to make sure it's as close to my cuticle without actually touching it or being on top of it. If it's on top of it, then when it grows out, it's going to catch in my hair. There's an easy fix for that. I'll approach it later. And then I'm just going to press it down. Press it down the middle and then both sides. So that just gives it really nice, smooth. I'm gonna hold it here and just take my thumb. Your thumb is your tool, only tool you need, and you just tuck it under, right? So you tuck over under the edges, the corners first, because you want to make sure that those are nice and tight. And then you tuck under the front and voila. Easy peasy, look at that. Nice, 90% dry, just wet enough to get on your nail and cure. Beautiful design here. So I'm going to take the remaining here, and my nails are fairly short. Most women can get 2 nails out of a strip, maybe 3. Amanda, this is called Mind Over Splatter. This was a summer set last summer. They did neons last summer. So they did a neon yellow, a neon pink, this one, and it's either last summer or the summer before. See, it wasn't quite where I wanted it, so I was able to pick it up and I'll replace it. That's not quite either. Sometimes it's a little hard to do it sideways, so I'm showing the camera also. All right, so there it is. Pressing down. Stephanie, I think it's going to be a really fun combination. My last manicure did not have enough color in it for me. I really liked it. It was zebra print. I'm just tucking under there. So see all this extra here? I can either use that for a petty, I can use that on my daughter, or I can toss it or use it on another nail. So technically it would probably fit another nail, but for what I'm doing, I don't need it. So that's going to go in the trash. If you look here at my pinky, you see how there's some strip over on my fingernail here. So all I'm going to do is, and you can do this several ways, and I'll show you different ways, but this is the way I typically do it. I just kind of press down right where my fingernail meets my skin and perforate it, and then you can simply take it off. So they're very easy to shape to the shape of your nail. A little bit there, I'm just going to tuck under, because I'm not on the screen, sorry guys. All right, So 2 nails done. My next one is going to be this is called Hotlanta. This is a bright pink. It is currently retired, but we do have a current pink that is very, very similar. It is called Are You Madridding Me? So I took off the top, took off the bottom. I'm going to take off this little tab and have it backwards. So this side is the narrower one. So I'm just going to set it on here. The solids, you really want to make sure you press down well. And get it all nice and smooth. So if you have any issues getting it nice and smooth, this is where you can use your cuticle tip, rubber tipped cuticle pusher to help. So you're just holding it tight and then tucking under your nail. So when you tuck under your nail, it kind of wraps the tip there. So you have some there so it doesn't show the nail on the underside. It also allows if there's going to be any shrinkage. So I'm going to come and put this one on this side, and then I'm going to clean up that fingernail. So I don't like having the excess hanging on my finger for long. So I like using this piece first. Press it down really well. If you guys have any questions as I'm doing this, feel free to let me know. If you hopped on late and have no idea, these are Color Street nail strips. They're 90% dry, so there's 0 dry time. They last up to about 2 weeks, and they are 100% nail polish. So there, I've got 2 done. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you how you can use the rubber tipped cuticle pusher. So I'm going to smooth it out, and I use this often with my solids. And I'm just going to press it up against my cuticle. That way, if it is on it, then it will just perforate. So, and then you just pull away. This is a small piece. It's not wanting to come off my skin, but I will get that sucker. There we go. There we go. All right, on this one, I'm going to do the same thing. Press it down real well with my cuticle pusher. Then a little bit on my skin there, so I'm just going to kind of push it with this cuticle pusher. That perforates it just enough that I can pull it off. Some people like turning this around and using this side to pull it off. I always use my thumb. So, here we go. 4 nails. Just thought I could use with my samples if I have any left. The black silver set. Easy to go on once you get the technique. Yes, and the samples, we also, as you saw, I opened up a sample pack of the Hotlanta. So those go by different names. They're sample packs, 2 tester twosies. They're also called accent nails. So those are a big gift that we give out in my VIP. I have a group. I'll tag it in the post. That's not quite where I want it. I'm going to pick it up and readjust. They are great accent nails. The 2-finger testes are awesome. So I'm just going to kind of tuck it here. I love the paint splatter look here, and I'm trying not to flick you guys off. I apologize. But to me, you're not going to see that. Get one-of-a-kind manicures because you can make them however you want. I've actually done some pretty intricate difficult ones, you can use nail tape. It's fairly inexpensive from Amazon. That adds a pretty element to it. And you can get all kinds of creative so that nobody will have your same nail fee. So I'm just tucking under here. There we go. 6 done. Fairly quick. We're going to use the Greeking Out. This is a, hey Denise, this is a really pretty royal blue. It's one of my favorite sets. Not only is it the royal blue for gators, and I will be doing gators this fall, it is just a gorgeous color altogether. So I have done several manicures with this color. So, and I always use it as accent. So here we go. We're gonna put this down, not quite straight. There. Close to my cuticle, not quite on it. Especially the solids, you want to press down the front or top and then the sides. This just helps smooth it out. Make sure you don't get any air bubbles in it or what have you. And you're just gonna tuck the corners. And the top comes right off. I'll come and clean up this edge in a minute. Hey Misty, and turn it around. Apply it to my other pointer finger. Smooth out. Tuck. And it comes off. So uber simple. All right. It does take 1 to 2 times for you to feel comfortable with your manicure. Also remember, we are our own worst critic. You are going to be way more noticed and critical of the flaws or what you think are a flaw than anybody else is going to see. Especially now with everything going on, then a lot of us are staying at home more. See, look how gorgeous that blue is. I love how the blue and pink pull out those colors. Then now's the perfect time to get in and try it out and get your technique down. So I think it was the second time that I applied that I was comfortable with it. Everybody is different. So here we go. 4 nails. All right. So I am actually going to be doing a design. So what I'm going to do is take one of these and I am going to take off the top clear coat. That's very important because if you cut into a strip without this off, it's very difficult to come off. You're going to put it on, you're going to feel like it is plastic. So I have a regular craft hole punch. I am simply going to stick this in so that I see that it's white all underneath. And I'm going to hole punch it. So you can use it both ways. You can use this heart to go on a color, which I'm going to use, or you can use the negative space and you can just put this on like this, like that, and have, oh, that's kind of cute. That over, I might be doing that on the other side. All right, that means that this one, all right, we're gonna do this first. Just changed it up. And I'm a very impromptu person when it comes to these. I might have an idea in my head, then as it happens, I'm like, oh, what? So all I did was take off the white. And what I'm going to do is set this on top of my blue. And I'm going to set it cockeyed because I know I'm not going to be able to get them both straight. So this will help me make it look like I did it like this. So I am just simply placing one on top of the other, a little cockeyed, just like that. So super cute. And I noticed that I did not clean off this nail on the edges, so I need to tuck this in under my edge here. Make sure that's all smoothed down. Okay. What do you think? I like it. All right. Then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use this, the negative spaces on my pink heart. So I'm going to try to measure out about how far it is, cut it, and then I'm going to take the nail strip off of the backing. That's where this rubber tip helps often. Just kind of separates it, starts it for you. Oh, I'm excited about this. And I'm just going to carefully lay this from the bottom up. That way it lays right. My nail's a bit short, but it's going to come out looking fine. What I'm going to do, I'm going to use these scissors because I don't have my other ones. I'm just going to cut this down a little bit and let this sit for a second. Smooth it out really well. What it's doing is it's wanting to come up a little bit on here and not lay down. So I'm going to just turn and do this one. So I'm going to want the heart the same way. So I'm going to want the bottom of the heart here. What I'm actually going to do is cut off this so that I can stick this in here and get that heart in nicely. Here we go. Here's the negative space one. Here's the heart. So let's take off this one. Let's put it on top there. Here we go. I know my ring finger is not quite looking finished. Stephanie, yes, the heart punch is ideal. Hey, Lindsay. Hey, Tina. Just making sure I didn't miss anything. Going through the comments. All right. So I'm going to... This one was punched a little bit lower towards the curve, which is fine. They don't have to be perfect, but I wanted it kind of close since my other one had a hard time at the tip. So I'm going to pull that normal tab part off. And notice I haven't done my thumbs yet. So my thumbs are my tools. They are my last step. So this is definitely not a part that is beginner, because overlays, once you set them down, they're down. Overlay is like a second layer. Look how cool that turned out. Hey, Sarah. So I'm super excited about this one. I love all the color. I'm just going to trim up this a little bit. And I'm just using my, actually going to use my Cuticle Pusher to make sure it's all smoothed down, because it can kind of get there in the nooks and crannies better than I can. Then I'm just going to press against my cuticle to tear away the excess. Pretty easy. Any questions? So, as you're typing up your questions or comments or rolling your eyes at me, all are okay. These are 90% dry, so you have to let them cure for about 30 minutes before you get your hands wet. Best time, and you can't say this about many polishes, the best time to do these is before bed. Let them cure overnight. You get up in the morning, there's no smudges or anything. But if that's not the case and you're doing them during the day, just allow 30 minutes, maybe an hour if you're in like South Florida where you're really humid. Because you gotta let that adhesive cure. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tuck these under, and then after my 30 minutes I'll be able to file that little bit of excess on here. So there we go. There we go. All 4 done. I am loving that. I really like the negative space ones here. So, hi Donna. All right, last step, thumbs. Take off that clear coat with the purple writing on it. Then you're just going to separate the white backing from the silver. Pull it off. I take off this tab. Sorry, nose itch. And you're going to set it down close to the cuticle without being on it. If you don't get right the first time, that's okay. You can lift it and rearrange. Press down the middle and then the sides. So if you know that the strip is going to be a little bit wider than your nail, try to line up one side. That way you're only cleaning the excess off one side and the other side is perfect. So what I'm going to do, since this is my thumb and I only have one bare nail left, I don't want to scratch anything with these yet. That's the only other thing that you don't want to do, scratching or water. Then I'm going to go ahead and clean this up on this side. And all my other nails, I do it after I apply the other half. But I like my thumb better than my Cuticle Pusher, so. All right. So here I'm just going to tuck the corner, and tuck the top. Comes right off. All right. And take this other strip, stick it to my other nail. Okay. Press it down. See, this one's a little bit wider. I don't really have any excess on this. All right, you can do this removal 2 different ways. Since your thumb is already done, you can take your cuticle pusher and just tuck it like you would your nail. The other way, and this is how I like to do it, is I simply, for one, it shows really well how easy they are to come off. I simply push against my nail and then it comes right off. So my nail itself, I'm using my finger against my nail. My nail itself is the pressure enough. So there's a manicure. I'm not sure that you would get this in a salon. It cost, if you want to add up the 2 sets and then the twosie. I give these twosies as promo items. This set is at $13. This set was $11. I have gotten several nails and accents out of this set. So if total you want to add it up, then it would be $24. Taxes, shipping, whatever. So even $24, you're not going to get a manicure like this. Amanda, yes. So there is my up close. Does that work? The light's a little off on them. Stick my thumb in there. You don't really care about my thumb. It's just the solid strip. Can you see that, Amanda? So, really nice, pretty manicure. One of a kind. I love it. I am going to, I noticed on my pinky here, it looks like it's lifting in this little corner right here. So what I'm going to do is take my cuticle pusher, and what's doing that is it's right on the edge of my cuticle. So if I just, there we go. That teeny little bit, oh, you couldn't even see it, sorry. That teeny little bit was all that was kind of up. Sometimes that little bit's a little bit difficult to do. So all you have to do is use your thumb before you put polish on, or your cuticle pusher, and just kind of push that down. If you have excess on the top, tuck it under. After it cures, you can file. And when you file, take the file and file in a downward motion. This will clean up that excess polish if you want it removed. A lot of people like that look of the, see if I can get close enough, the polish underneath, so you're not seeing the nail. So personally, it's bothersome to me, so I will be filing that later. And so I'm done. So I'm going to take these strips, these extra ones, and in order to save them, I'm going to try to get them down to a smaller portion of the thing. In order to save them, I'm simply going to take my hot iron and seal it. You don't have a flat iron, get a vacuum sealer. You can use a lighter if that's all you have. And look, it's airtight. I can use it again. I'm going to put my single Hotlanta back in here because I will be using it again. And I like to keep the sets separate just because I want to only open them as often as I absolutely need to. So, Amanda, when you can, you want the plaid and a solid color to overlay them. Yes, the plaid is very pretty. I have examples of a lot of different colors, so if there's a color or a color family you're interested in, let me know. I can show you some real life examples. And I think my favorite with the plaid over, and it seems like it wouldn't work at first, but is the blue ombre. It's called Long Time No See. It's really pretty with the plaid over. But if you're looking at something then I can let you know. Put it in the freezer or a dry place. It has to be airtight if it's going to be out. I have heard some people put them in the freezer, but then you have to take it out and warm them up. And that concept to me of them being opened and you warming them up just exposes it to the air. I personally have not tried the freezer. I know lots of people that do. So I'm just sealing this up. So yours are under your bathroom sink. Yes, just make sure that they're airtight. Otherwise they're gonna dry out. And if they dry out, then they're not gonna be able to apply. If they do dry out, there are two techniques that you can attempt to do to kind of revive them. You can use a blow dryer and kind of heat them up a little bit. Another way is you can get nail polish remover and just put it on the back a little bit so that it kind of, I don't know, softens it so that it's wet again there, and then it should be able to adhere. But I can't guarantee 2 weeks use out of that. So so these are all my leftovers. Plenty for multiple manicures or pedicures. You can use any of the sets as a manicure or pedicure. And so wet polish just did not wet. Through my hair, no biggie. So totally doable. We do sell a clear as day. It's a clear top coat. And for my sets that have the, hey Libby, my sets that have the designs on it, I'll typically put clear as day on. That way they don't catch on anything. And it's one clear, smooth coat. So I like that feel on it. And the solids have one less layer because they all have a base coat, a color, and a top coat. But your designs and your glitters have an extra coat of polish because of either the design or the glitter or what have you. So solids, the life is extended if you put the top coat on, but it also just kind of smooths out that. So not everybody does that. It's not necessary, but for me, it's a preference. So really love my nails. I'm going to wait to put my top coat on probably tomorrow when I have time. I'll be in here working. So let's see. 30 minutes to let it cure. To take them off, it's simply with non-acetone nail polish remover because they are 100% nail polish. So if you want some tips on that, feel free. If you'd like to join my VIP, I will post my link in this. And I appreciate everybody joining me. I hope you guys all have a great night. Bye.